The story begins in a sleek, glass-walled office of a successful millionaire CEO, where an urgent problem had arisen, one that threatened the smooth functioning of his company. The issue was complex, technical, and seemingly unsolvable. It wasn't a task that could be handled with ordinary thinking or routine methods. Over the past few days, the CEO had called upon 20 of the best experts in the industry, each highly educated, experienced, and well-respected in their fields. These were individuals who had built reputations on solving difficult problems, some even regarded as geniuses in their domains. Each expert approached the challenge with confidence, armed with years of knowledge, sophisticated tools, and innovative techniques. Despite their expertise, one by one, they failed. Hours turned into days, and still, no solution was found. Each attempt ended in frustration, the experts scratching their heads, debating possibilities, and analyzing every detail with meticulous precision. The atmosphere in the office grew tense. The CEO watched silently, a mixture of concern and disbelief crossing his face. He had expected at least one of these brilliant minds to crack the problem, but nothing worked. It became clear that the challenge was not only difficult but also required a perspective that the experts were missing. What made this challenge truly remarkable was that it wasn't just technically difficult, it required thinking outside the box, noticing something obvious yet overlooked, and approaching the problem with simplicity rather than complexity. The experts had been overcomplicating it, applying formulas, theories, and advanced methodologies that, while impressive, were ineffective in this case. Their failure was not due to a lack of knowledge but because the solution demanded creativity, observation, and a fresh approach that went beyond formal training or academic achievement. By the time the 20th expert left the room, the CEO began to feel a mix of disappointment and curiosity. How could something so simple remain unresolved by the finest minds he had gathered? Little did anyone know, the solution was about to come from an entirely unexpected source, someone who had never been in a boardroom, never earned a degree, and whose life had been far removed from the world of high-stakes corporate problem-solving. This set the stage for a surprising twist that would challenge everyone's assumptions about intelligence, talent, and where real solutions can come from. As the last of the 20 experts left the room, the atmosphere in the CEO's office was heavy with tension and disappointment. Everyone believed the problem was unsolvable, or at least, only solvable by someone with years of specialized training. The CEO, though highly successful and accustomed to challenges, could hardly conceal his frustration. He had invested time, resources, and the credibility of his company into finding a solution, and now it seemed as though all hope was lost. In the corner of the office, quietly going about her daily duties, was a woman no one had paid much attention to, a poor cleaning lady. She had been with the company for years, performing her work with diligence, humility, and quiet efficiency. Her presence was usually unnoticed, her thoughts rarely considered relevant in a room dominated by highly educated professionals. Yet, on this particular day, her natural curiosity led her to observe the scene more closely. She watched the experts come and go, noticed the diagrams, the complex calculations, and the frustrated expressions of the brightest minds in the industry. Unlike the experts, she did not overthink the problem or rely on technical formulas. Her approach was simple and intuitive, grounded in observation and common sense rather than theory. She quietly examined the setup, considered the patterns, and reflected on the sequences that everyone else had overlooked. Within moments, a solution began to form in her mind, clear, elegant, and surprisingly straightforward. Without hesitation, she acted. With a calm confidence that belied her lack of formal training, she made a small adjustment, one that seemed almost too obvious to be true. Instantly, the problem was resolved. Machines worked flawlessly, systems aligned perfectly, and the challenge that had baffled 20 top experts for days was solved in less than a minute. The room fell silent. All eyes turned toward her, the cleaning lady, as the CEO's expression shifted from disbelief to amazement. In that instant, she became the unexpected hero of the story. Her ingenuity demonstrated that brilliance does not always reside in titles, degrees, or high-status positions. Sometimes, it is hidden in the most unassuming places, waiting for a chance to shine. The CEO realized that intelligence and creativity are not always measured by academic achievements, they can emerge from life experience, keen observation, and a fresh perspective. Her solution not only resolved the immediate crisis but also challenged everyone in the room to reconsider their assumptions about who can make a difference. The cleaning lady, once invisible, had proven that sometimes, the most extraordinary problem-solving comes from the most unexpected sources. The moment the cleaning lady resolved the problem, the room fell into stunned silence. The CEO, a man accustomed to brilliance and high achievement, could hardly believe what had just happened. He had witnessed 20 of the most respected experts in the industry fail repeatedly, each leaving the office with a mixture of frustration and embarrassment. And yet, a woman who had spent her days sweeping floors and cleaning desks had solved the problem in under a minute, without tools, formulas, or credentials. At first, the CEO's reaction was one of disbelief. His eyes widened, his brow furrowed, and he instinctively glanced around the room, almost expecting someone to explain that it had been a fluke. But as he observed the solution functioning perfectly, his surprise transformed into admiration. He realized that he was witnessing something rare, a moment where pure intuition, observation, and practical thinking triumphed over years of specialized training and intellectual expertise. He stepped forward, his voice a mix of astonishment and curiosity, asking the cleaning lady to explain her reasoning. With humility and simplicity, she described what she had noticed and the small adjustments she had made. Her explanation, though uncomplicated, revealed a depth of understanding that none of the experts had achieved. The CEO listened intently, recognizing that the brilliance of her approach lay not in complexity but in clarity. She had seen the problem as it truly was, stripped of overthinking, and acted decisively. This moment challenged everything the CEO believed about intelligence, success, and the sources of true talent. He had always respected formal education, expertise, and experience, but here was undeniable proof that valuable insight could emerge from anywhere, even from the least expected individuals. He realized that limiting opportunities to those with prestigious titles or impressive resumes meant potentially overlooking extraordinary talent. The CEO's admiration quickly turned into action. He praised the cleaning lady in front of everyone, acknowledging not only her solution but also her courage to step forward and act. The room, previously filled with doubt and frustration, now buzzed with a new energy, a mixture of respect, inspiration, and awe. For the CEO, it was a transformative moment. He saw firsthand that greatness could emerge from humility, observation, and a willingness to think differently. This reaction was not just about acknowledging success, it was a recognition of human potential in its purest form. In that instant, the CEO understood that leadership is not just about managing talent but about recognizing it, nurturing it, and celebrating it wherever it may appear. The cleaning lady had not only solved a critical problem but also taught a profound lesson in humility, vision, and the limitless possibilities of human ingenuity. The cleaning lady's unexpected success did more than solve a complex problem, it shattered deeply ingrained stereotypes and assumptions about intelligence, talent, and capability. For years, society had placed people into neat categories based on their job, education, or social status. Experts were revered for their degrees, certifications, and professional achievements, while roles like cleaning or maintenance were often undervalued, their workers overlooked. But this incident challenged all of that. In the office that day, the invisible boundaries of hierarchy dissolved in an instant. The cleaning lady, someone no one had expected to contribute beyond her assigned duties, demonstrated a level of ingenuity that left even the most educated professionals speechless. Her achievement proved that brilliance is not always tied to formal training or social privilege. Instead, it can emerge from keen observation, practical experience, and a unique perspective. What mattered most was her ability to see the problem differently, to notice details that others had missed, and to act decisively. The story served as a wake-up call for everyone present, particularly the CEO and the experts. They realized that intelligence and creativity cannot be measured solely by credentials or job titles. Even those in positions society may deem lowly or ordinary have the potential to make extraordinary contributions. This moment highlighted the danger of assumptions, of underestimating someone based on appearance, education, or social standing. Moreover, it was a reminder that diversity of thought is invaluable. The experts had approached the problem from conventional angles, relying on techniques they had been trained to use. The cleaning lady, coming from a completely different background, approached the challenge without bias or preconceived notions. Her fresh perspective broke the pattern of conventional thinking and revealed a simple yet brilliant solution. This incident also carried a broader societal lesson. It emphasized that opportunity and recognition should not be restricted to a privileged few. Talent can exist anywhere, waiting for the right moment to shine. By acknowledging and celebrating her contribution, the CEO set an example of how true leadership includes breaking down stereotypes, valuing unconventional insights, and empowering those often overlooked. Ultimately, the cleaning lady's triumph was not just about solving a problem, it was about challenging perceptions, redefining potential, and reminding everyone that human brilliance cannot be confined by societal labels. It was a powerful statement: no one should be judged solely by their job, background, or social status, for extraordinary capability can appear where it is least expected. After witnessing the cleaning lady solve a problem that had stumped 20 top experts, the CEO knew that her contribution could not go unnoticed. This was more than just a quick fix, it was a demonstration of exceptional intelligence, creativity, and courage. The solution not only resolved the immediate crisis but also challenged the very way the company viewed talent. Recognizing her achievement became not just an act of fairness but a statement about valuing merit, regardless of who it comes from. The CEO immediately called everyone together, turning a moment of individual brilliance into a powerful organizational lesson. He praised the cleaning lady publicly, highlighting her ingenuity, observation, and decisiveness. His acknowledgement was not mere politeness, it was genuine admiration. By elevating her in front of the company, he sent a clear message: contribution and talent are not defined by job titles, social status, or appearances. Her solution had proven that insight and capability can come from anyone, anywhere. Beyond verbal recognition, the CEO knew that true appreciation required action. Depending on the context, this could mean offering her a formal role within the company, a significant reward, or mentorship opportunities. Perhaps she received a promotion, access to training, or the chance to work on projects that were previously beyond her reach. Whatever the form, the recognition transformed her life, validating her abilities and opening doors that had once seemed impossible. This reward was also symbolic. It served as a lesson for the entire organization, demonstrating that leadership includes identifying hidden potential and empowering individuals to excel. By rewarding the cleaning lady, the CEO encouraged a culture where initiative, creativity, and practical problem-solving are valued more than titles or credentials alone. Employees began to see that innovation can come from unexpected sources, and that everyone's voice and perspective mattered. Her story quickly became an inspiration, not just within the company, but potentially far beyond. It illustrated that opportunities are powerful when paired with recognition and support. Talented individuals may go unnoticed for years, but when given acknowledgement and a chance, they can achieve remarkable results. The CEO's actions ensured that her brilliance did not remain hidden and, more importantly, reinforced a culture of respect, equality, and open-mindedness. Ultimately, the cleaning lady's reward was more than a personal gain, it was a victory for fairness, inclusivity, and the recognition of true talent. It reminded everyone that extraordinary contributions often come from the least expected sources, and that those who dare to act with insight and courage deserve not only applause but life-changing opportunities.